fire off like a really quick text, and then,
Yeah.
you're like, wait, what did I even just say?
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us,
Yeah.
right? Especially with all the internet slang flying around these days.
Right.
Today, we're really going to get into one of those acronyms. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's actually way more nuanced than you might think. We're talking about WYM.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean? Fascinating little acronym, actually, because it really shows how language changes so fast online,
It does. And I'll admit I use WYM all the time, but I never really stopped to think about, like, why? Why those letters? Why is it everywhere?
Well, think about it. Online, we've lost all those little nonverbal cues that we usually rely on.
But totally.
It's-
Like a raised eyebrow or even like a pause.
Exactly.
Or like a voice going up a little.
Yeah, all those things just gone.
Oh.
And so acronyms like WYM, they kind of have to step in to fill that gap. They're like digital body language in a way.
That's such a good point. It's like we're having to, like, invent new ways to express tone in text, right?
Absolutely.
Because you don't have your face or your voice to rely on.
Yeah.
But doesn't that also make it super easy to misunderstand each other?
Oh, all the time. I mean, imagine you text your friend and you say, "Ugh, this meeting is never going to end." And they just replied, WYM.
Oh, okay. What are they even asking? Do they actually want to know how much longer the meeting is?
Right.
Or are they just, commiserating with you, sharing your pain?
Yeah, yeah.
It's really hard to tell without those nonverbal cues.
Oh, it's giving me flashbacks to the time I used SMH with my mom.
Oh, I thought it meant, like, so much happening. She was not amused when she Googled it.
Oh, those generational slang gaps. They get you every time.
They really do. But, that actually brings up another interesting thing about WIM.
Yeah.
It's really specific to certain groups online.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about context. Like, you wouldn't use WYM with your boss.
Ooh, yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, probably wouldn't go over so well. But with your friends, it's basically its own language.
It's like a secret handshake. You're in the club, you know how to use it.
Exactly.
But speaking of secrets, you mentioned that WYM actually has another meaning.
It does, yeah. It's less common, but WYM can also stand for, "Will you marry me?"
Oh my gosh. That is taking shorthand to a whole new level. Imagine getting that text.
Yeah.
WYM. I mean, talk about high stakes.
High stakes indeed.
Could you imagine if someone got those two meanings mixed up? Talk about an awkward conversation.
Oh, absolutely. But it does go to show you that language is always, always evolving, especially online.
It does.
And something as simple as a little acronym can have, like, completely different meanings depending on who you're talking to.
So true.
It really highlights the importance of understanding, like, the context of a conversation online.
I'm definitely going to think twice before I dash off another WYM. You've given me a lot to think about.
Always good to pause and reflect, right?
It is. So next time you see WIM popping up in your texts, remember, it's not just a quick question. It's a little window into how we're adapting language for the digital age.
It's a whole world in 3 little letters.
It really is.